Good morning, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Xah Talk Show. Today we are going to do coding, JavaScript, and Wolfram language. So, how are you guys, the dearly beloved people from all over the world? Good morning, Luis and Seth from Luis from Brazil. Okay, so we are going to do JavaScript. Let's begin fast, okay? Video check, audio check, and you are looking at my keyboard. This is Kinesis Advantage 2. Red switches. This is Ultimate Hacking, and this is my mouse. This Logitech with spin wheel, fantastic. Okay, I talked about in the past 2 or 3 videos. So let's begin quickly. So we're gonna not waste time and start to code JavaScript. So let me tell you what is it I'm going to do. So if you just go to, so let's start a browser. Let's hold on a second. Let me turn this off. Let's begin the browser. Okay. Xah, you search for Unicode arrow. Okay. Search for Unicode arrows, and you can see that one is mine. No, that's shit. Somebody. Okay, you want to click my link. Okay, oh, shit, these people copied my website. Okay, so this one, Unicode arrows, Xah. Okay, so you can see here we have Unicode arrows. You move the cursor there, and it will have a pop-up showing the character name and the code point, the ID in decimal, and the code point in hexadecimal. So this is fantastic. And let's go to Emoji, the millennial generations thing. Emoji. And I just added a feature recently that allows you to click on the show character info. So let's close this panel. There's a new feature so that when you move, so you can if your mouse moves away from the panel, it won't disappear. So you can actually copy, select and copy the information or click close. So, but I also added a feature such that if you click show character info, then you can see all the Unicode name for the character and the hexadecimal code point for the character for all characters you can see. So this is page down. Let's close that page down, so you can see all the Unicode character names. This is sometimes useful because sometimes you want to search for let's say heart. So there is one occurrence. This is there's multiple occurrences. This is smiling face with heart-shaped eyes, and then you have this smiling face with smiling eyes and 3 hearts, and then you have the smiling cat face with heart-shaped. So that's a useful feature. So this is hide character info, show character info, hide character info, or just move your mouse to a emoji and it will show. Now, another feature, let me mention. So at the bottom of each of this page, you have for Unicode Search. So you can type HEA. It will show as you type HEAR. So these are the Unicode characters whose name all contains the word HEART. You can add a T, so that removes one. So these are the Unicode characters showing the heart, has the word heart in their name. Okay, so that is Unicode, and very interesting. And then, okay, let me, since we are on this subject, let's tell you, keep the comments coming, okay? I'm going to answer every question. If you have a question specifically for me, tag my name, like @Xah. So let me mention some other features of my Unicode collection. Okay, so this is useful if you are working on Unicode or Emoji, or if you are a programmer, then you want to go to the bottom, Unicode for programmers. So you can have a complete understanding. All you need to know, essentially, what is Unicode. So Unicode Basics, character set, encoding, UTF, and code point. What exactly are they? What is a character set? What is a encoding? Encoding essentially is a ID, a number, okay, for a character. And what is a character set? What is a encoding system? What is UTF-8? What is UTF-16 and all that. So yeah, so you can click on that. So let's copy that. Let's go back to Talk Show, show in browser, back to Emacs, and we are in Emacs, and in the pink window you can see all my command calls and the keystroke. I'm using Xah keys, and I'm using Xah keys and Emacs package, and I'm using Vorak keyboard. Okay, Vorak keyboard layout. So let's also go back. Unicode for programmers. Go back. Then we have Unicode stars. Click on Unicode emoji, copy it back here, paste it. Yeah, so something showing browser. So back to Emacs, connect the list showing browser, so you can see what we have talked about. Okay. So yeah, so let me demonstrate some of other features. Okay. Now you have seen the Unicode Introduction for Programmers, a tutorial, but let me also show you. Okay, click on back to Unicode. So this page is upside down. So let's magnify. You can type anything here, and the upside down version will show as you type. Okay, that's a very interesting upside down. So you can copy it and paste it, on Twitter or whatever, upside down text. Then there's a few more upside down. So copy the URL. Let's paste it here. Okay, this is annoying. What is the result is? Okay, digression. Let me modify my Emacs lisp code. Let me explain what's going on. Okay, so you see, so undo, so you can magnify global highlight line 1. Okay, so now you can see this line. This is a URL. I want to make it into a list. Okay, so I press one key. Now watch the pink window. You can see the command name and the keystroke. So I press 2 keys. Okay, now it becomes a link. Not just a link, but also becomes a list. So undo, let's do it again. Press 2 keys, then it becomes a list with a link in it. So if you show in browser, you can see that is this one, Unicode invert text. Okay, but there's a problem. So let's undo. Let me tell you what is the problem. Where is it? Undo. Okay, so here, so when I make this into a list, you will notice it jumps the whole frame to the top. You see, let me try it again. Do it. You see, it moves the whole thing to the top. I don't want that. Okay, so why does that happen? Because my code, I added a print. It's a quirk of Emacs Lisp. So let's just fix the code quickly. So let me do it. Okay, so the command is this one, Xah HTML lines to list, and jump to the source code. So here is the function, not too many lines. So what happened is that, so let's narrow to region. Okay, narrow to function. So message okay, so this happens in this function actually, Xah HTML any to link. So show the description of the inline documentation of this function, Xah HTML any to link, and jump to the source code of this function. And it is in this function call that there is some code that screw up that made it jump. So let's narrow to region. So we show the entire function definition in in this buffer. So now let's search for message. Okay, Yeah, okay. It's actually some other function because that jump happened because I'm doing a message. Okay, so let me let's just quickly fix it. Yeah, okay. I'm not going to explain because it's getting a bit complex. So copy that, go to my abbrev file, and here is all my personal Emacs stuff. Search for Xah HTML any to link pre-hook. Okay, search for all emacs list files. Okay, now there's one result. This is from the package Xah find. Okay, and this function Xah find text. So jump to it. Okay, open it. So here is the hook. So I added a hook of this function Xah site HTML link to transform. Xah site HTML link transform. So describe function to show the inline doc for that function. Jump to the source code. Here is the source code, and you see here is a message. There's a to message link. Remove them. Okay, those are causing a problem. Whenever you have, okay, here's a technical detail for you Emacs Lisp coders. Whenever you have a narrow to region in your Emacs Lisp code, and during that code execution, whenever you print something like message something, then it will cause the buffer to move. That's a problem. So let's comment this out. Eval the function, close it, save it, close it, close it, close it, close it, close it. Okay, close it. Now let's try again. Do it. You see, fantastic. Undo. You see, here's the URL. I want to linkify it, and I also want to make it a HTML list. Okay, URL. Do it. Now it becomes a list, but the buffer, doesn't shift. Okay, that's fixed. Show in browser. Fantastic, it's right here. Okay, fantastic. Okay, that's a digression to Emacs Lisp. Let's go back. Okay, go to Talk Show. Yeah, open it. Actually rename. You see there is a underscore. That's an error. Yeah, so digression to Emacs Lisp again. You see this link, Xah Talk Show. If I press enter, it'll open the file. And now show in browser, that is today's talk show page. Go back to Emacs, close this buffer. Now we are back to this link, talk show link. Now you notice there's an underscore there. We don't want that. So what we need to do is to rename the file without the underscore. So normally what you do is you open the file, you go to diode, hide the Unix information. So this is the file. You can see there's an underscore there. And what you can do, you can call this function toggle read only mod. Then you can start to change name. Okay, for example, delete that or whatever. Then press Ctrl C, that name is changed. Open it, show in browser. You can see the URL field, that file name has been changed. Okay, that's the typical way you change a file name in Emacs. Very useful. Okay, now close that. Now we are back in this link. Now this link will no longer work because we already changed the file name. You see, if I press enter, it says file not exist. Okay, if I show in browser, that's this link. Click it. It doesn't work because we just changed the name. Okay, now let me do this quickly and change the name back. Okay, so toggle read only and delete that. Okay, do it. You see, that's done. Close it. Now back in browser, click on that. It worked again. So what we have just done the changing file names in Emacs. Very supremely efficient. Okay, there's a lot of digressions here. So why two keyboards? Okay, I'm gonna answer that. Well, if you watch my past 3 videos, you'll see. Well, the two key. Okay, so this keyboard is used as a macro keypad macro. So everything, switch browser. I explained that many times in my past videos. So switch tab, switch last window, open a new open a new tab, for example. Wait, this one. Okay, open a new tab, close it, things like that. That's why. So that's the ultimate hacking keyboard. I use it as a keyboard macro. And go to keyboard blog. Just search for Xah keyboard blog and click on Ergo keyboards. You can see my review of the Kinesis Advantage 2. Lots of photos, detailed review, and video review. That's Kinesis Advantage 2. So back, and the ultimate hacking keyboard is this one. Fantastic. Okay, so go buy them for my Amazon link. Support me. And if you like my stuff, donate. Okay, donate, PayPal, Patreon, Amazon gift card, and I have all links on the watch this video, watch this one or this one, Xah keyboard guide. You can see I go over the keyboards, but not today. Okay, so reopen last opened. So let's you see that one is this macro is Alt F4, which closed the window. So I want to relaunch the Vivaldi browser. This button, okay. Where can I see it? Yeah, you can see it. So this button, okay, you can barely see it. Let's see if I can adjust it. Okay, press it. Vivaldi is back. Okay, now hide this OBS. Okay, so what I want to so we digress a little bit. So let me get back. So we have just done the changing file names in Emacs. So what is this page? Keyboard page. Okay, back to Emacs. Copy the file path. Close it. Open Xah Talk Show. Paste it here. Linkify and make a list. Show in browser. There it is. That's things we talked about. Actually, I want to link to this one so people can actually see it. Okay. I mean the video. Okay, so close that. Back to switch. Close that. Emoji. Okay, let's go back to emoji. So digression about how to change file names in Emacs, but we haven't done yet. Okay, so I mean there's more. So close this. So back to this link. Okay, let me talk about this. So before we open the file, go to diode, hide the Unix part, then we change the file name by calling toggle. The command is, let me show you the name. The command is diode toggle read only. Once you call that, you can just edit, find, replace, whatever, and press a button. All file names will be changed. Fantastic. But now there's another more efficient way, Xah HTML mod. So if you are in HTML mod, if you are a blogger, and if you are using Emacs, and if you are using Xah HTML mod, which is a package I sell on my website, just search for it. There's a more quick way to change the file name in a link, without going to diode. So for example, right now on this file, I can open it, close it. Now I want to rename it without the underscore. So what I do, I just press 3 keys, blam, bam, bam. Okay. So you can see at the bottom, it says, new name. Okay. So I just edit it here, do it, done. Okay. Now you can see underscore is gone. Press enter to open it, show in browser. Fantastic. Close it. Now this is the previous, with the underscore. If you reload, that no longer exists. Correct? Close it. Okay. So that's digression. So so let's put it. So combine the list. Let's put what we talked about here. Okay, so the command name is, okay, and this one. In fact, there is a URL. So if you want the code, you can actually grab it here, or you can just get Xah HTML mod. Okay, this is my mod. Let's turn on JavaScript. Okay, so this is a kind of demo of Xah HTML mod. You can buy it. It's open source, so, but you have to pay me. Okay, so copy that back to Emacs, close that. Actually, reopen that. Okay, so anyway, so where we paste the link and describe function that and this, and go to the website, copy the URL back to Emacs, close this window, expand, unsplit, then enter, paste the URL, then linkify, link them. Okay, they jumped again, but anyway, so link it, remove the extra URL there, do it, combine the lines, show in browser. Okay, that's the Xah HTML mod, and rename file source HTML, rename source file path. Okay, we went over several different things. Now let's get back to Unicode. Good morning, Andrew. And okay, so good morning, Alan. I'll get back to the comments in a bit. So let me continue talking about Unicode. Okay, Unicode and JavaScript. So this, we demonstrated. Copy it. Did we have the? Yeah, we have it. Invert text. So go back. Let me show you some other. So this one is Gothic. Okay, this is called math font. Okay. So again, you can just type anything here. Okay, it'll convert them to this Unicode Gothic font, and you can change them to double stroke font, magnify, or math bold, math italic, math script, math mono. Math mono is not interesting. Now, this is the Unicode characters. They are mono-spaced, but however, it's actually not changing font. It's just Unicode characters. So you can copy this, copy it, and go to Twitter, the drama stuff, and paste it there. You can see that's how you do that without, changing font and stuff. Okay, close that. Do I want to save? Yeah, stupid Twitter. Close that. Okay, so that's math font demonstration. Okay, so click that, copy the URL back to Emacs. Let's paste them here. So we have a record of what we talked about. Go back. Now let me show you. Now this is spectacular. This is Rune. This is SPECTACULAR. This is Unicode Rune. Okay, now this is white people's obsession. They love these Rune characters. So there are several versions of Rune. Rune is the kind of the ancestor of the English writing system. Okay, so you have Elder Rune, or Germanic, okay, something like that. So you have several versions in history: Elder Rune, Anglo-Saxon, Tolkien, Lord of the Rings. It's a fantasy, the obsession of many nerds. Tolkien. That Lord of the Rings, I didn't like it that much. Rather, I like the modern one, Game of the Thrones. I like that TV series very much, but the Tolkien's, the Lord of the Rings, the movies, I didn't like it. So you have several versions of Rune. medieval. Okay, so that's Unicode room. Copy the URL back to Emacs, paste it here, back to Unicode, back to previous page, and now you have the click it Unicode Braille. Okay, select all Unicode Braille. So this is a poor man's cryptograph. Okay, so and you can also copy that, go back here, select all, paste it, and convert it back to English, so you can use this as a cryptograph among friends. Okay, Unicode Braille. Copy the URL back to Emacs, paste it here, linkify and make them into a list, and delete the redundant URL and compact the lines show in browser. So that is what we have talked about today so far. Fantastic. Now, to the kind of the main topic, what I wanted to do is to, let's go to food. Okay, let's go to something interesting. Food in vehicles. Okay, food. Now I want to, so you can see, okay, let me explain what's going on first. Okay, show character info, hide character info. Let me explain what is it that we okay, here is a great example. Unicode cultural and religious symbols. Okay, so you have the Christian's cross of diverse varieties. Now these are all Greek cross, which is used as a logo of the Red Cross, the kind of medical emergency, Red Cross. Then you have various, Greek cross. You have black cross on shield. You have, varieties. Many of these cross symbols are ancient. 2,000 years ago. So then you have the Latin cross, which is very classic. Okay, then you have other, this pomade. This is a Christian symbol. Orthodox typicon symbol for lower rank feast. Okay, I'm not familiar with it, but Alan, probably you know about these symbols. You study Orthodox Christian symbols, So there are many diverse. Oh, and this one, the dramatic, the American, the white people's obsession. This cross, okay, and there is this cross variety, okay. Let's not talk about that, okay. And some of them are not shown because the people they haven't developed the font yet, even though it's already 2 years old, but they just kind of, this is kind of implicit refusal to create the fonts for these characters. Now, there's deep history of these characters. This character, let me tell you, when did it origin? To the typical American, or you might say, oh, that's 1940s, a certain country in Europe. Wrong. This is Chinese character. Asian. The origin is actually Indian, okay, more than 2,000 years old, okay. So I like these symbols, okay. That's not whatever you think it is. You fucking shit. The telling people what to do, okay. This is Buddhist symbol in India and China, okay. And in fact, this particular, you can see the Unicode name for this character is CJK ideograph. Okay, it's not whatever the name. I don't even want to say the name because today's society, the social justice scam in America, especially in particular, are so fucked up. Like they're gonna censor you if you talk about these things. Okay, so that's another digression. But let's go back. So Christian cross, there are many varieties, and this is not exactly a cross. This is Ankh. Okay, its origin is Egyptian. Okay, it's Egyptian symbol. You can look up Wikipedia. It has some details. Okay, so so many of these are like cultural and religious symbols. Okay, now that's a bit digression, and also another digression is, you see, this series of characters, luck, prosperity, they are not shown because there's no font. Why? Racism. Racism by the social justice fuckheads. These are Chinese characters, but why didn't they just like these? Okay, just like these. You have the characters, in Microsoft font. Right now I'm on Microsoft platform, Microsoft Windows. You have all these, but these, how come you don't have font? Well, I would say it's kind of an implicit resistance, okay? So they don't create font for it. And by the way, related, let me show you another interesting thing. Censorship, okay? So we have many ancient, human writing systems. Then one of the oldest, 3,000 or 4,000 years old, is Egyptian. Okay, let me show you. So Egyptian heliograph, where is it? So you have Tamil, you have Tibetan. Tibetan is, by the way, spectacular. It's also it's also very political on these topics for many reasons. Okay, so let me show you the Egyptian. So ancient. Okay, so this helioglyph cuneiform. Cuneiform is the first. Not the first. Okay, cuneiform is even before heliograph. Okay, so let me just show you. Okay, this spectacular Unicode stuff. Ancient human writing systems, humanity, history of human animals. Okay, this is cuneiform. Then we have linear B. Again, no font. Okay. Then we have Phoenician. Phoenician is kind of, we say it is the granddaddy, the grand, the first, we say that it's a root of the English alphabet. So you have Phoenician, then you have the Greek, then you have, Latin, then you have, others. But they all originated from, this Phoenician is actually originated from the Egyptian helioglyph, okay? And okay, so Asian characters. So then you have, rune is not that old. Rune is like year 1000, year 800, somewhere around there. But the oldest that are the helioglyph, cuneiform, linear B, okay, these three. Linear B, no font. By the way, on the Mac, you have the font, okay? Now Google is telling me, install Google Translate. No, you cannot translate it. Linear B and linear A, okay, so that's how they look. I have a image. So, but what about the censorship? Okay, so let me show you. So let's go back to the Egyptian helioglyph. So this is fantastic, okay, Egyptian helioglyph. So let's look. Okay, let me just show you some random pages, okay? Helioglyph. They have cows, they have bulls in different postures, kneeling cow and cow with a young circling, that's called circling, you milengen idiots, which is sucking on tits, okay? Egyptian, cow sucking, and deer and whatever, mule, horse, okay? So these are Egyptian. And what is this one? So in monkey, baboon. So you have baboon, and you have lions or big cats, panther, and lots of things. Asian and and what is this? I don't know. Then you have paper clips, the Microsoft Clipper. Hieroglyph, okay, right? That's how you pronounce it. Hieroglyph, yeah, not hieroglyph. Hieroglyph. Okay, so then you have birds. You have owls. You have vulture, eagle. And you have cranes. Fascinating. Okay, then you have whatever, sparrows or whatever, duck, geese, goose, what is this? So snake and cobra, and frog, Pepe the frog, there it is, and turtle, turtle and crocodile. Okay, very and fly, flies and the wasp and bees and centipede and whatever that's a beetle must be. That's something like that. Okay, so very interesting. Then there's a lot like there's 1,000 or two. I forgot. Then you have cock, you have penis there. That's part of the Egyptian hieroglyph. Okay, so you have lots of thumbs. Those are tallies, like one thumb, 2 thumbs, 3 thumbs, 4 thumbs, then 5, 6, 7. Then you have these. What is that? A penis with a tower over it. So but look. Okay, so let's search for. Let's see where are they. So that's an image. Okay. But Microsoft Windows, they censored it. I'm on Microsoft Windows, so you have fonts, all these things. But those penises are censored. They don't have a character in the font. Where is it? Let me show you. Okay, stop showing that. Yeah. So go up. We want to look for the fingers part. Okay, where is the fingers? Lots of fingers. There. Okay, where is the cock? There. You see? That's square. That's censorship. They censor human animals, history. That's what's going on. That's what it is happening. Censorship. Big story in America. By the Christians before, and now by the social justice warriors. We are witnessing the change, the ebb and flow of history. They censor these things, but meanwhile, the pornography is all over town, all over. You have cam girls, only fans, it's over. But they have to, they need to censor these Asian symbols, and also including Google. Let me tell you my sad story. I'm trying to make a few cents, few dollars via Google ads, and Google keeps spamming me because that's a digression. But shall I talk about it? Maybe a little bit. Okay, so search for Xah architectural beauties. Okay, now you see these are photos for my website. So just click on that link. You can see. So you can see this one. Now you can see, if you know what it is, this is ancient. Okay, so this is 1,000 years ago. Indian. This is very. By the way, this is very famous, very popular because it's shocking. It's shocking to the white people. The white people. So this 1,000 years ago in India, kind of Buddhist stuff. Related to Buddhism, they have these ancient sculptures, and they have all these things, sculpture, as a temple. So I have this page, and then Google says, your page is illegal. We cannot allow you to have these with Google ads. They're gonna ban the entire website. Well, I was dying of hunger. So this is one of the incident. There's more. Okay, there's more, but I'm not going to. But you get the idea. What happened to me. So I have actually a page. I have actually, I'm an observer of humanity, of human animals. So I write down, I try to, all the incident that occurred as a record of history. At least some of my personal history. So you can see, if you search for Xah Google ban, okay, there it is, the article, Google AdSense ban on Asian goddesses. Okay, click on that. So you can see this is my documentation of what happened. Google, I have this page and it looks like that. And Google sends me an email saying, hello, this email is to alert you that one of your website is not currently in compliance with our AdSense program policies. And as a result, ad serving has been disabled on your website. That is me trying to beg a quarter or two to survive. And Google, the all-benevolent empire, banned me for it. And you cannot, there's nothing you can do. They don't give a fuck, So that's more digression. Okay, today I don't think we are going to talk about Wufan language. So because we already talked for 40 minutes, yeah, and so let's just talk about Unicode and related stuff. Okay, so that is that we copy the URL, and that is that back to Emacs, paste it here, show the pink window please, and close this one. Back to the browser, just move the mouse, no click, no alt tab crap. If you watch my past 3 videos, you'll see I discussed that efficiency of operating the keyboard, the computer in detail. So this temple, back to architectural beauties. So I have a website that, because I love architectures, many cathedrals. These are huge monuments of humanity. Doesn't matter you are religious or not. It's a fact. They are, huge part of human history. And even today, of course, lots of wars, millions of people dead has been because of it, religion. Okay, and even today, Iraq war, for example. So let me just post post of some of the So this so why do I like architecture? Well, mostly because architecture is a manifestation of geometry. You can see, and I love geometry. Geometry is part of mathematics. I love mathematics. So you can see architecture, and these are all giant cathedrals, and they are the best known for the most beautiful, grand architectures built in thousands of years ago. It take few hundred years to build them. Huge part, the cathedral itself is a huge part of Western history. Okay, like giant. You could even say the Western history is mostly cathedrals. Okay, in short, it's Christianity. So, and my opinion is that it doesn't matter you believe in Christianity or not, it's part of the history. Okay, if you are American, especially, I'm Chinese American, but for many of you guys are white American, that's part of your history. Okay, you cannot deny it. And so then we are seeing other architectures. We have modern ones. So this is this one, for example, is a modern church. Lotus Temple, okay, it's a temple. So it's different religion. They have different names for their buildings of worship. So if it's Buddhism, you call it temple. So for example, we have cathedral, we have church, we have I don't know much about Christianity, so many of you know. But anyway, cathedral, temple, church, mosque, that's Islam, mosque. There's many varieties, actually, different names. And actually that ties us back to Unicode. So let me show you a few. So, but wait a second. Oh, did we already have the heliograph? No. So let me show you a few. For example, in Emoji, which is millennial generation's thing, So if we go to places, you can see they added, so this one is church. Then you have Shinto shrine. No, that's Japanese version of Buddhism. Buddhism originated from India. Then it migrated to China and become the main religion, China thing, infused with Chinese philosophy. So today, when we speak of Buddhism, it's mostly China. Indian, although Buddhism originated from India, but however, India's they have their own other religions, which is more predominant in India. So as far from my perspective, as far as I know, as a Chinese, I grew up in Taiwan. So Buddhism is mostly China, religion. Indian, they have they are multi, their religion have multi gods. For example, you are familiar with the elephant god. That's mostly the Indian main religions. The guy with the elephant head. So Shinto and Zen, the word Zen, those are the variety of Buddhism in Japan, which came from China. Okay, then you have mosque. Okay, I don't know much about mosque and synagogue. Okay, mosque is Islam's building for worship. You call it mosque. Then synagogue, so it's Jewish. It's Judaism, I guess. Okay, then there's Kaaba, so I don't know exactly what's the difference between mosque and Kaaba. If you know, type it. So Kaaba is also Islam, some, variation. Yeah, I don't really know. Then you have Hindu temple, exactly. So Hindu has their unique style of their religious worship buildings. For example, the most famous is that Taj Mahal or something. Okay, so it looks like that. Then you have a generic symbol. So these are emoji. The emoji, the history of emoji, the very first one. All this doesn't exist. Okay, I can tell you. The only one that emoji originated from emoticon pictures in Japan cell phone. So in the beginning, there's none of this, multicultural fuck. Japanese, they are very, according to the social justice fuckheads, they are racist. Okay, Japan, China, or just about every country, by the social justice ideas, they are all racist. But anyway, so Japan began emoji. Okay, so there's only this one, Shinto shrine. Why? Because it's practical. That's what people want. Japanese people, they need. They are not going to be, but we need to be multicultural. So we how dare you missed you missed the the other religions. So there's also so that's Japan. Okay, Japan, China, Asia in general, they don't know what the fuck is, the American, the social justice things are. Different culture. So if you really want to be inclusive of different cultures, you need to respect Chinese, my culture, Japanese culture, which don't give a fuck about the Western white concept of multicultural, fuck. So that is my culture. Okay, if you want respect my culture, it's we don't have these notions. That's your notion about this. Many of the Western notions. That's your notion. Okay, stop infringing our culture. I get angry on these things because it's pretty big. So then the millennial generation, they don't know nothing. There's the social justice people. Then there's the Chan people, the right wing, the right wing. all this is China's fault. China censorship. We need democracy. Okay, so these are the symbols. Okay, emoji. Okay, copy that back to Emacs. So we went into politics, which I didn't really want to because lots of blood boiling. That's what when it comes to this kind of thing. Okay, so wait. So there's an error somewhere showing browser. There it is. We have a record of what we talked about today, all the links. So we digress to emoji. We were talking about censorship of the penis. This video is probably gonna be banned by Google, saying, "Oh, you cannot monetize it because it's not suitable." So then we have architecture. Do we have a link? Okay, we do. Let's put it here. Okay. So I talked for 1 hour. We are about to shut down, but we haven't got to the main topic of JavaScript coding yet. We'll get into it just in a moment. So architecture, I love it because geometry. They are a manifestation of geometry in real world. That's geometry. For example, this we are seeing another church. So what is this one? Cathedral of Basila. Okay, Basila is a Brazil. I think it's Brazil. Basila is a city in Brazil. By the way, I used to have links to Wikipedia and to Google Maps and all the mainstream website. Now today it's all gone. Removed them. So if you want to look at Google Maps, you copy the link. So here is the Cathedral of Basilia. What is this? Esplanada los Ministerios. That's Spanish. Okay. So Brazil, indeed. Shrink. So shrink. Brazil. Now, how do you actually did I even pronounce the city correctly? Brasilia. Okay, so in Brazil, in Portuguese, it's Brasilia. That's a city or yeah. Okay, that's a cathedral. Okay, I believe cathedral is the name for Catholics, right? The name the building of worship for Catholics in particular. You don't call it what's the other name? Anyway, so there it is. Modern these temples, temples and buildings of worship, they are particularly artful. They exhibit, they are particularly glorious, beautiful. Okay, so this is a modern cathedral of Brazil, of Catholics, I suppose, and this one in particular, it's modeled. The shape of the building is modeled on polyhedra. Okay, do I have a link here? No. Okay, but okay, copy the link. Let's copy the link and post it here. So we want to. Okay, then let me show you Xah hyperboloid. So you can see those buildings. Okay, I don't want Wikipedia. I want Xah page. Okay, this is my page. Okay, go back here and make a record of it. Okay, that cathedral, this one, is modeled on this mathematical surface called hyperboloid of one sheet. And this surface is very interesting, has very interesting mathematical properties, because this surface is made of just lines, straight lines. Okay, so you can see, okay, so actually let's shrink. So you can see it's made of straight lines. Depending on how slanted are the lines, you have different shapes. So very interesting. I talked about this before, and we used the Wolfram language, which I was planning to do today, to we did there's a video. I used Wolfram language, this code. Yeah, let's show it. Let's copy it. So we talk all over the place. So Wolfram language, paste it here. Okay, that's kind of big. Okay, so shrink. Okay, so this code. Evaluate. There you see the then you can rotate it. Let's magnify. Okay. So you can see different versions of these hyperboloid of one sheet. Okay, so now let's go back to, so that is the model of this cathedral, and there's quite a few. There's lots of buildings modeled with these things. So let me play this video. Very and somewhat counterintuitive. How is it possible for a surface that's made of single line to be curved? You see, this surface, if you look at this picture, you see obviously it's very curved. But however, every point on the surface, I mean the entire surface is made of straight lines. That's an interesting property of this surface. This surface is made of straight lines. However, it's not, it's not straight, it's curved, So that's, so this video shows the counterintuitive part of it. Okay, and there's lots of buildings or towers made out of this idea. Okay, so that's about that. Okay, so now close that back to, so I was talking about why am I interested in architecture, so there's so many interesting and beautiful ones. For example, this one in particular, this is called Art Deco style. This style is very beautiful and grand. I love it. However, it's not based on geometry like many of the cathedrals like many of the cathedrals are. The beauty of cathedrals is primarily of a geometric nature. Okay, actually, I failed to show you some of the Islamic their mosque. They have their own style and also geometry. Okay, so the beauty of cathedrals and the mosque primarily is due to the geometry elements. But here, the Art Deco style is not geometry, but rather it's about kind of it's less of a geometry. For example, here is another Art Deco. Okay, this one is in USA. You have this kind of angel or hero character. This is in Syracuse, New York. Beautiful. Okay, Art Deco. And this another one, beautiful, fantastic. This is also in USA, Ohio, Cleveland, Ohio. Fantastic, beautiful Art Deco. Also includes the U.S. Empire State Building, okay, which is one of the first, or was it the first skyscraper, okay, architecture. That's why I love it. Geometry. Okay, so I showed some of these. So I want to copy. Actually, let me just talk random. Okay, so this now copy that, paste it, copy that, paste it. Okay, that already copied. So okay, some of these architectures, and there are so many more. Okay, so many more architectures. So this one, this one is now abandoned. Okay, this in Eastern Europe is Bulgaria. Okay, then there is it's a mixture of modern, the alien xenomorph, that's what they call alien, this alien movie, with Asian cathedral goggle concept. So they made a goggle out of this thing. Okay, so that's some of the interesting things. Okay, the architecture. Now let's go back to Unicode. Okay, so Unicode we're gonna finish in 5 minutes. So okay, we already talked for 1 hour. Any questions? That's it for me. Okay, I think that's it for today. I was going to actually code some JavaScript about. I want to change font. Okay, the reason I mentioned. Okay, let's go back. Let's see if I can still do it. Do we have time? It should be easy though. But let's go back to, yeah, culture. So where is it? Cross, shapes, box, keyboard, common, punctuation, culture. Okay, this page. Copy it back to Emacs. Do we have it? Let's see. No, we don't. So make a link and put it back here somewhere. So, okay. So now I want to talk about, you see, some of these characters are rendered as emoji, while others are not. Why is that? Well, that happened because the Unicode idiocy, the Unicode consortium made a mistake about 2009 or so. So that when you have a character, sometimes it appears as an emoji, but sometimes not. Okay, so the reason for that is there's an article here. Where Unicode for emoji versus emoticon. Symbol become emoji. This article. Okay. So for example, if you are writing about mathematics, you have this character. So here's an example. You see. So let me magnify. Okay. So you can see this character. It's a plain. A symbol, but however here it's shown shown like an emoji. So if you are a mathematician, when Unicode is invented and became popular, you think that's fantastic. Now you can write mathematics with Unicode. For example, let's go to arrows. Let me go to arrows. I'll close that. Shrink. So if you are a mathematician, you have all these symbols, infinity. So it's fantastic, and you can also have all these arrows, double-headed arrow or whatever, which is often used in math. For example, this arrow and let me show you some of the arrows commonly used in mathematics. For this for example, this one, left, right, triangle headed arrow. So they point both ways. So you are writing math. You are a mathematician. You write. Then all of a sudden, after 2 years, it becomes this fuck. It becomes an emoji. Like in your mathematical formulas, it becomes this idiotic thing. And same thing happens when you write, for example, when I write about keyboard symbols on keyboard. So, the multimedia keys, stop, play, pause, next, mute, volume up. Then, you write a documentation about which key to press. Then after 2 years, it becomes this speaker image. It fucked up your document. So why is that? That's because Unicode one day decided they are going to have merge emoji with symbols. So that's what happened. It's a problem. It's a mistake. Okay, even the Unicode consortium, the people who created Unicode, they admit, it's a consensus. It's a mistake. Okay, that's what happens. That is why. Okay, so this page is the reason why. Hold on a second. Let me add this here. So this is the reason why this is the reason why some of these symbols are shown as emoji while others not. It's become incongruent, it's become inconsistent. Fuck. That's what happens. So what is the solution? I mean, if you have this, for example, this Latin cross symbol, but you don't want it to be shown as emoji. You want it to be just like a plain Latin cross symbol. What do you have to do? You have to actually use, change the font. You want to use the symbol font. But if you want this character to be shown as an emoji, then you have to use the emoji font. So that's the issue, and it's complex because then a character ceases to become a character. For example, if you type English letters, you don't say, oh, but I want this C to be emoji. Like some of these characters become emoji. Fucked up your writing. Fucked up the human animals writing system. Fucked it up. The fucking Unicode consortium idiocy. And the millennial generation fuckheads. They did this. Okay, the millennial generation. They don't know what they're doing. So we have this situation, and today it's worse because on Twitter, on Discord, everywhere. If you haven't joined Discord yet, join Xah Discord. They instead of emoji, they actually show them as pictures. So it ceases to be characters. It fucked up the foundation, the original purpose of Unicode. The purpose of Unicode is that they have, they provide a way for any human animals to write any character in human history, any language, okay, in a consistent way. But now, when emoji is introduced, why they include emoji in Unicode? Because Japanese teenagers, they use their phone, so they have, they want to, it's fun, it's part of human, what we do, we want to, girls, especially among girls, they want a heart, they want, sometimes a kiss or heart, they like that, or smiley, right? It's common need, okay? So Japanese, their phone, it's a commercial competition, so they created emoji, evolved from emoticon, which also happens in USA as well. For example, back in around year 2000, you have the Yahoo Instant Messenger, you have Microsoft Instant Messenger, So emoji came from emoticons, okay? So let me show you another article. So, here I explain what is emoticon. So emoticon is, smiley, frown, wink. Again, big history and controversy. Because when emoticon was created in 1980s, 1970s, many of the nerds resist it. They, in their opinion, these nerds, or today's, Python priests, the Unix philosophy, many of these people, these programmers, they say, no, you cannot do that. You need to write proper English. A lot of people, back then, that's the case. Just like today, among you many nerds, oh, you need to use Linux. Oh, you need to open source. The fuckheads, idiots, okay? Come and go, there's zeitgeist, that's what they say, the thinking comes and goes. So back then, when emoticon was first introduced, many people among the programming community, in particular the hacker types, the elite hacker types, typically those are, back then it's a C or lisp programmers, that hardcore compiler, right? These type Unix and Unix users, bash, this type of people, they will say no, you stop using emoticons. You don't know, you need to learn proper English. That's the mentality, very common, even throughout 1990s, okay? Throughout 1990s. So that's emoticon, okay? That's the origin, of emoticon. Look up Wikipedia, okay? Just search for emoticon. You'll find a full detailed history, which I think is pretty good. Because I read them, I read Wikipedia, since 2002, and encyclopedia before that every day, several hours. And in fact, one of my video talk show, in 2 months or 3 months ago. There's an entire talk show about encyclopedia. Okay, so I've read them. Emoticon. And so Emoticon, you can look up history of Emoticon. Then it gradually became Emoji. Why? Because Emoticon is kind of a hack. Right? Back then you don't have Unicode. You have you hack. You type a colon and that right parenthesis. If you look at this way, it looks like smiling. That's why they are called smiley. So it's a hack. Hack means you don't have a proper solution, but you make do. You make do. By the way, there's also here is a Japanese style originated from Japan. They have their own emoticon. Okay, they don't use the Western ones. These are the white people. Western. Okay, Western emoticon. Then in Asia, Japan mostly, primarily, you have a whole set of it. And also, I also have a article on that. Okay, so this, actually I don't, yeah, actually I do, yeah. So these are some of, actually this is a mixture of Unicode, Asia, Japanese style Unicode emoticon, okay? But these are using Unicode. Back then, in 1990s, there's no Unicode. Unicode began in 1988, something like that. But Unicode was not popular until after year 2000. So anyway, so I'm kind of going all over. So I wanted to say, I'm telling you about the history of emoticon and emoji. Okay, so in the beginning, in the West, you have emoticon. And in Japan, I think the West start first, emoticon. Japan created their own version of emoticon. Okay, it's all based on ASCII characters, no Unicode. Then Unicode became popular. Then emoji began to appear. Why? Because emoticon is a hack. So as technology progresses, people say, why don't we type a actual smiling face image instead of this hack? So instead, for example, the classic one, you can still see today. You see this one? That is the first ever emoticon. It came from Emoji. Okay, so Emoji is there first. So this one, so people are thinking, the programmers, who create websites and stuff, chat rooms, it began in the instant message applications such as Yahoo Instant Message, AOL Instant Message, Microsoft Instant Message, then Skype. Those are dead today, except Skype, but Skype is dead too, dying. Today's, you got Discord and others. Anyway, so emoticon, then it became emoji because people thought, why not just replace those hack with a picture? Then Unicode became popular. The Unicode people are thinking, why don't we create a standardized character that represent emoticon? Why not? So now we have, instead of each application create their own icon for the smiley, why don't we standardize it? So, so we actually have a character for these different smileys. That's a good idea. This began around 2006. Okay, so the idea is to unify them, to have a standard way to have these characters. Then the millennial generation happened. They fucked up everything. Okay, I haven't begin even talking about the story yet. The millennial generation. Why? Because then we start to get into the skin color issue. Okay, happened around year 2010, 2012. Okay, then the skin colors. Then then all the characters, the people, are no longer looking like human animals anymore, because very sad story. All the people, they don't look like people anymore. They look like this fake doll, because and it actually become part of the Unicode Consortium's policy. They say one of their policy. If you go research, go research what I say. One of their policies now, because of the social justice movement in USA, they say when you have a picture, when you have an emoji that is representation of a human animal, they say you cannot have it to be realistic. It must be very generic. It doesn't actually represent any actual person. So that's why today's version of emoji doesn't matter on Microsoft Windows or on Apple. You see these faces as cartoon face. They don't represent, like actual, human face. They're artificial. And they also have a rule that says you can have the color of these faces to be real. You need to use a fake color that doesn't actually look like a human animal. Why? Because if you actually use a actual skin color, then oh my God, it's racist because you forgot the black people or the red skin people or the yellow skin people. Oh my God, it's racist. So you must make them all fake. That's what happened to emoji. So we have all these many of them become creepy. Very creepy. So look at the Santa Claus, Father of Christmas, Santa Claus, and very creepy. For even fantasy creatures, this mage or wizard, this fairy. When you cartoon, so they make it into like cartoon like. Then you have elf. Does this actually make you elf doesn't look like elf. Mermaid doesn't look like the traditional what people actually want to have a mermaid character. This doesn't look, mermaid is a representation of the attractiveness of human female, a fantasy creature back in ancient 2,000 years ago, Greek mythology. Back in Greek, it's a mixture of several mythologies, Greek and Northern Europe. It's a mixture of several things. But even back in the Greek mythology, they have what's the origin of mermaid? Anyway, it's a mixture of things. And this genie is from the origin of genie, the fantasy creature, is of the origin Middle East. That's the origin of the genie. Because I Xah Wordy English. Let's see xah.org. You can let me tell you where to find. How do I know? So you click on Wordy English, which is the lure of vocabulary, the depth of literature, the question of style, the logic of linguistics, the eels of English, and the cure by writing. So all these section, 1,000 articles are about linguistics, writing, grammar, literature, vocabulary, those kind of things. So we go here, literature classics, and this one, Arabian Nights. This is not what you think what it is, as you've learned from Disney. Arabian Night is not what you think it is. This is the real Arabian Nights. Let me show you a few photos so you can see what is the actual Arabian Nights. Arabian Nights was written. It's stories from Middle East, around Iran, Persia. From year 800 or something. Year 800. This is the true nature of Arabian Nights, and you can read them in my blog, in my xah.org. So Arabian Nights, I have the full article and annotated, annotated with JavaScript. You see, so this version, when you read Arabian Nights, you want to read the version by this guy, Sir Richard Burton. Okay, he's a great scholar. Okay, and our Alan here bought the book. So you want to read, this is a real Arabian Nights. All by this guy, Hussein Hathaway. This is a modern, genuine, authentic translation, not the Disney. Disney, when you watch Disney Arabian Nights, that's not Arabian Nights. That's American's story. Okay, with a dog and with a girl. That's an American story. That's not the Arabian Nights. The real Arabian Nights is what you see here. Let me show you some of the pictures, so you can that's the real Arabian Nights. Okay, so then and there is also monsters, huge monsters and fantastic. Okay, huge monsters and okay, so we were talking about this because genie. Okay, here is the genie. Okay, there it is. Here is a picture of the kind of the real genie, you might say, not the, certainly not the emoji fuck. Okay, we were talking about Arabian Nights because from emoji. So here is genie. Genie came from Middle East countries. That's their culture. That's their mythology. Okay, okay. Then vampire is Western thing mostly. I mean, in particular this one. This is a disrespect of Chinese culture, because Chinese culture we also have vampire. Okay, but not like this. Okay, nothing like this. More like this. But however, this one is zombie. This again Western. All these are like Western. Western culture. Meanwhile, they pretend. What they are doing, this millennial generation social justice people, they pretend they are doing justice to multiculturalism. So that's a story. Okay, so that's why we're talking about Arabian Nights. Okay, I think that's it for today. So back to I love this story. So here is another genie. So illustration. So this is the first story of Arabian Nights. Okay, and here is a genie. Okay, yeah, and here's another rendition of the imagination, the mythology, the genie. Okay, and then why are we talking about, so let's go back to history of emoji. There's more I want to say, but let's call it a day. That's it. So we shut down in 5 minutes, no more, for sure. So let me read what you guys are saying. So bye guys. If you like my stuff, donate. Okay, that's what I'm here for. Donate to my Patreon, PayPal, and I have links on my website. You can find it easily. And the typical YouTube crap, subscribe, please subscribe. Fuck. And please thumb up if you like it. Please thumb down if you otherwise. So please do comment. Let me know what you think. Oh, please let me know what you think I just talked about this pregnant woman. The fucking millennial generation and the Google empire. Why are they doing that? Because the YouTubers do that because that's the way to get you more viewers, and ultimately that's the way to get you more money, donation or ads. But why But why can't they just ask for donation? Why do they have to please subscribe? Please hit on the bell. You see that in every YouTube. Please this. Please that. Why? Because Google is behind all this YouTube, and Google is the money machine. Google love you YouTubers. Google says, we are here to make your life, to make humanity, to help humanity to spread information, so that all of you can do YouTube, can do live stream free. And we help, you as a creator, we will help you so you can run ads, with our system. Of course, they take 50% of the money. And so money, that is the thing. That is what's all this is happening. Money is talking. So, and Google have algorithms, then the thumb up and thumb down, then the comments. Why they want you to comment? Because the more comment, drama, the more comment on YouTube, every video, people see, people usually like to see what other people are saying about a particular video. So, so drama is the thing. Okay, anyway, that's it for today. So, well, if you like my stuff, donate. And, about the thumb up, yeah, of course I like it too. But because there's nothing I can do. If your YouTube, if you are doing live stream on Twitch or YouTube anywhere, if you don't get much thumb up, you don't get, your video doesn't spread. So what, there's nothing I can do. I despise these Google fuckheads. They doing these things. Nothing I can do. Okay, so that's it. That's my stance about this YouTube thing. So, bye guys. I'm not sure what you mean. Why isn't your website linked in the description, or do you do that after live stream? Oh yeah, usually, so the question is, for example, let's go to Xah YouTube. Okay, so you can see this is my YouTube. Yeah, go to it. Okay, stop. And so this is my YouTube. You go to click on that. So lots of videos. Watch my videos. Okay, I talk about Wolfram language coding in the past few and other things, and keyboard and stuff. By now, I've been doing YouTube for like 2 years, 2 or 3, and they get better and better, just like everyone else. And so the question is, for example, let's click on the one before today. I did this 2 days ago. So why don't I have a link in the description to my website? I used to, okay, but now I started to not to do that. Because why do I do that? What? So what's the purpose? So the purpose is, for one reason, so that people who watch my YouTube, it's convenient, it's part of the service. I'm doing Xah Talk Show. So those people interested in Xah Talk Show, they probably want also to see my website, because my website, the corresponding page, has links to all this relevant information I've written, right? So you want a link. So that's part of the purpose of the YouTube description. And also describe what you talked about, what's this video about. So part of the purpose is a service to, what I'm doing, what each YouTuber is doing. Now, there's another part. The other big reason, very big reason for the YouTube description as they are used is money. Okay, money is the answer. Like Amazon affiliate links. I like this keyboard. Why don't I put a Amazon affiliate where you can, people can click and buy it, and I get money. Why not? Why not? And Amazon get money. Amazon get a lot. I will get a few dollars. So Amazon affiliate links or Patreon. If you like this video, click on the Patreon right there. So convenient for you. As a service to my YouTubers. So convenient. I just put the link to my Amazon and PayPal, so you can just click it. So simple. So simple. So that's the other part of the reason of the YouTube description. Okay. Commercial purposes. Now, so I started to not doing, I'm not that, well, so what's the reason? There are several reasons I stopped doing, link to my website on YouTube. One, let me just ramble about some of the reasons. One is that today, YouTube, Google Empire, they track everything. So of course, you put a link, they already know. They know already. I mean, yeah. But I mean, you put a link, so they they can see that it's connected to this page or that page. I don't want that. I don't want to give Google some explicit, indication. I mean, what's the point? If you like my video, if you are really interested in what I'm talking about, you will go look for it. You don't need a convenient link right there. Okay. If you are the type of person who is gonna donate to me, you already did it. You don't need a convenient link to my Amazon page or whatever, Patreon. You don't need it, okay? It's possible. Maybe I have a link, then it induces some people to click that. Not really, okay? That's a bad thing, okay? I want people, it's a generally good thing. Let people do what they do, okay? So I don't need to say, please subscribe, please, donate. Those people, they see things, think for themselves. You see it, you truly like it or something, you will do it. You don't need the marketing, okay? That's the thing. Marketing has become very bad. Marketing, especially in America, which is very capitalistic, and also I think that's a great idea, capitalism. However, in USA, there's a lot of corruption. So today, you have all these ads full of marketing and packaging, like unboxing. Like if I'm going to review a keyboard, I don't just review the keyboard. I need to do the unboxing of it because the box becomes important. You know what I say? Milengen idiots. So marketing, so I try, that's not my style. So for these kind of several reasons, I do not, take the time. Also, it takes a lot of time. It takes time to put my links, add my links into the YouTube description. Then if some of my link changed or something, sometimes, rarely, it does happen. Then it's very painful to modify all your links in the past, because if you look at other people's YouTube, you look at them 10 years ago, all the links are broken. Anyway, that's some of the reasons. Okay, that's it. Bye guys. Bye. Thank you guys for watching. Bye. Where's my Google? Okay, so Google. Oh yeah, so I need to hit the end stream. 11 concurrent viewers. Fantastic. Thank you guys.